Hey guys, it's Sarah. Thank you so much for watching. So today I wanted to share the products I would choose if I could only keep 5 makeup products. And this is a video idea that has been going around like wildfire lately, and I think it was Emily Noel who originally started this video concept. And oh man, I knew I wanted to do it as soon as I saw her video, but it took me a while to sit down and film it because I've just been having a really hard time figuring out which products I would choose. So what I ended up doing was I pulled out all the products that I thought I at least wanted to consider, and I kind of narrowed it down from there. But I knew there were two things that I absolutely had to have in this group, and that is a brow pencil and a mascara. That I already knew for sure. And then the rest was kind of like up in the air. Close behind that was a foundation. So those are 3 of the 5 products. I'm gonna kind of just go in order. I have already picked all 5, and I feel like there's a chance I might actually change my mind while I'm filming this. I hope not, but we'll just have to see. But I know the first thing that I would choose is a foundation. I would want to have just some sort of coverage product to just even out my skin and give me a base. It is definitely possible to do like a no foundation makeup look, but I don't really want to do that. I like having just a little bit of coverage on my skin. The foundation that I chose is probably a really easy one for you to guess. It's the Physicians Formula Healthy Foundation. This one is actually almost, it's getting pretty close to being done. But this is just my favorite foundation. It just looks really beautiful on the skin. It has, I would say, medium coverage. And I actually am gonna apply this with my fingers today. That's actually how I've been doing it lately, and I really like the way it looks just applied with my fingers. I feel like I get even a little bit more coverage, and it blends in actually really quickly when I use my fingers, which I feel like that isn't true for a lot of foundations. A lot of foundations take forever to blend in with your fingers, but this foundation almost serves as, it's almost like a BB cream in just how moisturizing it feels going on, and even how it looks on the skin. But it does have, I feel like it has a little bit more coverage than your average like BB cream, or definitely more coverage than a tinted moisturizer. The only thing I don't like about applying foundation with my fingers is I just hate the feeling of having like dried up foundation on my fingers after I'm done. I really do not like the way that feels. By the way, I'm not including any skincare in this. That doesn't count. Just makeup products. So like I'm not including anything like SPF or lip balm or anything like that. So I did already apply SPF. The one I'm wearing today is the Supergoop Everyday Sunscreen, which has been my everyday sunscreen lately. It's just such a nice sunscreen. So there's that, and I didn't end up picking a concealer for this. I wanted to, but I just couldn't justify it because there were just so many other things I wanted to include that I was like, I'll just use my foundation as concealer. So I do think that this, this foundation does give a decent amount of coverage, so I'm just gonna apply a little bit more to the areas that I would normally conceal, so like mainly my under eyes. One other thing that I didn't end up including, sadly, is an eyeshadow primer, so I'm hoping I can almost use this foundation as an eyeshadow primer. That's something I would never do normally, but hopefully it wouldn't be the end of the world to not have an eyeshadow primer. I just couldn't, that one just had to be ruled out. And the 5 products I ended up picking ended up kind of being more focused on like my face makeup anyway. You'll see in a second, and I'll kind of explain as I go my thought process. But I think that this gives a good, good amount of coverage under the eyes. I mean, I definitely have some lighter coverage, like hydrating concealers that give this kind of coverage too. So it's kind of nice to know that this also can totally serve as like a, light coverage concealer. I actually think that's not half bad. And I don't normally conceal blemishes anyway. I don't really have a ton of blemishes going on right now. So I don't feel the need to add any more of that anywhere else on my face, but that's where we are with that. Normally I would do a setting powder right now. I wasn't able to include a setting powder, but that's okay. Lately, I used to set my face every single day that I wore foundation, but lately I've been kind of realizing it's not always necessary. So hopefully this will, not like slide off my face. Oh man, this was really hard. The next thing I decided to include is a brow pencil, and this is, the one I chose is the CoverGirl, what is this even called? It's their ultra fine brow pencil. I have it in the shade Soft Blonde. This is just one of the best like micro tip brow pencils that I've found, and the shade match is like really perfect for me, so this was an easy pick for me. I'm just gonna go ahead and quickly fill those in. This foundation is looking very light on me because I did actually self-tan today. So, and unfortunately I don't have a bronzer in this either, so I'm just gonna cover that up. So brows are done, foundation is done, I'm already feeling more put together. So the next one is this was a big risk that I took. We're gonna try this, and this is kind of what I meant when I said I might change my mind while filming, because I haven't actually tried this before. But this is a product that is actually really new to me, and I already love it. It's a lip product, and it's the e.l.f. Actually, I'm gonna have to look up the name of the product because it's not on here. It's their Gotta Glow lip tint, and it's in the shade Perfect Berry. So it looks really scary in the tube, like it practically looks black. And I actually already swatched it on my hand, but it's basically one of those lip products that goes on kind of like this color, but then it sort of adjusts to your skin tone, and it's meant to kind of like be like your perfect berry lip color. So it's almost like a tinted balm. It looks gorgeous on the lips. I've only worn this a couple times on my lips, and I've already fallen in love with it. Like, I can tell I'm probably gonna use this whole thing up. I just really love it. It's almost like it goes on like a balm, but it stays on like a lip stain, if that makes sense. And I feel like lip stains haven't really been like a very popular type of product lately, but this is like so pretty. But I'm also thinking, because I didn't include a blush in this set of products either, I'm thinking I can use this as a cream blush, and actually having it swatched on my hand, it really does look like a pretty color for blush. Almost like, you know, since it does adjust to your skin tone, it almost goes on looking like a color that your skin would naturally produce, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna try this, but I'm not sure how it's gonna work since I already have foundation on. So I'm kind of scared. We're just gonna try it out. Maybe I should use a brush at first. I was gonna do a face palette, but I decided I just didn't really want to. I only really own one face palette, and it's one that, I don't know, it doesn't get me feeling like that excited, and I kind of realized I would rather pick products that I really love and have to miss out on certain steps that I normally would think would be important, like blush or eyeshadow, because I didn't pick an eyeshadow palette for this. This is actually looking really pretty, by the way. I mean, look at that. But I was thinking, like, I'd rather pare it down to like 5 products that I truly love and have to skip a step like eyeshadow or blush. For example, I could have chosen my Modern Renaissance palette because there's an eyeshadow in there that could work as a brow shade, and I could have left out the brow pencil. But I don't really like using that as a brow product. So while it would have been nice to have an eyeshadow palette, I'd rather have a brow pencil that I truly love than a palette that, yes, I love that palette, but I don't necessarily feel like I want to wear it every day, whereas I do practically wear this brow pencil every day. I felt like I'd rather just stick to products that I know and love, because there's no way I can cover all the bases with just 5 products. If I had a face palette that I absolutely loved, maybe, but I just haven't found one. So actually, wow, I wasn't sure how that was gonna work as a blush, and I was afraid that I was gonna have to say, okay, hold on, I'm gonna have to like wash all this off and start over because this isn't gonna work, but that actually looks gorgeous. It's definitely very pinky, but I almost feel like with this foundation, I don't necessarily have to wear a blush. Like, I could get away with not wearing one because some of my skin still does show through. So I actually think that looks really pretty. And I'll go ahead and put this on my lips as well. Doesn't that just look so pretty? I feel like that pulls together just like any look. Even if I'm not wearing makeup, suddenly I just look so much more put together. I love that color. The second to last products, this is the 4th product I would choose. I went back and forth on this, but I took this out, and then I ended up realizing that I really just wanted to pick this over even like my Modern Renaissance palette, which I almost chose because that has some shades in it that could work as a highlight. It actually has a really gorgeous shade. The shade Primavera in that looks gorgeous as a highlight. It looks like Becca Champagne Pop. But I just didn't want to choose that for some reason. I felt like I would just get bored of having that, which like I guess these products altogether are pretty boring too, but I just wanted to pick products that I just felt really strongly about. And this is one that I just really felt like I had to pick. It's the Physicians Formula Natural Nude highlighter. It's their shimmer strips. They call it their all-in-one custom nude palette for face and eyes. And that's part of why I picked it, is the eyes part, because I can totally use these as eyeshadows. And if I only owned 5 makeup products, I just kind of have to let go of the idea of like being able to do like a full glam dramatic eyeshadow look all the time, because that's just not, I kind of just had to let go of that. So, and honestly, a lot of days I really do like just a light shimmery eyeshadow look. That's what I live for. So I feel really happy with this decision. I am also gonna wear it as a highlighter. And what I love about this as a highlighter is the fact that it is so customizable. And I know it's not the only highlighter like this. I mean, there are plenty of highlighters that have like multiple shades together like this, but I love just focusing on this row right here. There's just something about that. Put a little of that on. This is really, it's one of my favorite highlighters. I also love Champagne Pop from Becca, especially lately I've been obsessed with it, but I wouldn't want to pick that, I wouldn't want to have that as one of my 5 products, because I feel like this, for one, is a lot more versatile, and 2, I don't always want to wear like a golden highlight. And with this, I have the option to do a golden highlight, but I also have the option to do a pink highlight, or like a very frosty highlight, or a more bronzy highlight. Like there's just a lot more options here. And honestly, the quality is almost right up there with Becca. It's not quite the same, but I mean, I love this highlighter. I think it's gorgeous. Look at that. I'm honestly really digging this look right now. I'm liking the minimal makeup. Really should do this kind of thing more often. I'm used to just like piling on 20 products at once, because that's fun too, but like it's also fun to see what you can do with just a handful. So I am also going to use this as an eyeshadow today, because that's kind of why I picked it, is because I can use it for both. And you can use any cheek products for both. I think I want to start out with this shade right here. It's like a white gold. See how that looks? I've only worn this as eyeshadow once before, and I liked it, and I just never did it again, because I mean, I already have so many eyeshadows in my collection. I'm usually not trying to use like a highlighter as an eyeshadow, just because I want to use my eyeshadows. But that's not to say that this isn't stunning on the eyes as a highlighter. Oh, and I just love a bright shimmery lid. I may go in now with this shade. It's a little bit darker on the lid, just to maybe make it a little bit less frosty. Now I'm gonna go and into one of these deeper shades and kind of define the crease a little bit. I'm gonna go into this darkest shade down here, and it is shimmery, but it works in the crease. It's not like glittery or anything, and I feel like there's nothing wrong with a little bit of shimmer in the crease. And I also, you probably already figured this out, but I also didn't include brushes in this. I don't think any of the other people who I've seen film this video have included brushes either. That would just be impossible. Go into this slightly lighter brown color now right next to it, and use that to kind of blend things out a bit. Now I kind of wish that I actually had to only use these 5 products. Not forever, but maybe for like a week. It would be fun to just see if I actually like using them every single day. Kind of mixing these 2 shades on the center of the lid just to brighten that up even more. Honestly, this is what I go for when I want to do like a neutral eye look anyway. I'm gonna highlight my brow bone with just a very light dusting of these 2 frosty shades here. Very light. I don't want to go too overboard. Okay, so there's that. Actually, I am gonna also highlight my inner corner with that original shade that I put on my lid, the like white gold shade. Oh man, I love this highlighter, and I feel like I remember this used to be really popular on YouTube like maybe 4 or 5 years ago or something, these shimmer strips. I really hope they never discontinue this because it's just such a nice highlighter. And not only is it a nice highlighter, it's also just like a great multitasking product. So I'm actually very happy that I chose this. And I'm also happy that I didn't have to give up highlighter for this. So, ooh, I'm really liking this. So the last product, as you can probably guess, is mascara. And the mascara that I would have chosen would be the Flower Beauty Lash Warrior mascara, but I don't currently have that one. So I'm just gonna use the mascara that I have open right now in its place, but just know that I would choose that one over this one. This one is good, but it's not as good as that one. And it's the CoverGirl Exhibitionist mascara. I do really like this mascara. It's just not as good as the Flower one, and I actually tested it next to the Flower one, and I felt like there wasn't going to be that big of a difference, but when I looked side by side, or I took a picture with this on one side and the Flower one on the other, the Flower side was noticeably longer than the CoverGirl side, but both give like a good amount of volume and everything. So I do like this mascara a lot too. It's just that I do still prefer the Flower one over it. But that's not to say this isn't a really good one. Okay, I just over-explained that. So that is it. That is just 5 products on my face right now. And I really couldn't be happier, honestly. I do kind of wish I had setting powder, but at the same time, I'm really loving the glow right now. That highlighter, it almost looks like a cream highlighter, and it's not. But I think putting it on top of foundation that hasn't been set definitely makes it look a lot more like a cream. The only thing is, there's a tiny bit of creasing under my eyes, but it's really not that bad. I think if I were wearing a concealer and I didn't set it, it would be worse because it would just be, a lot thicker, but I could definitely leave the house like this on a regular basis. I really like this look a lot. I really am so in love with this e.l.f. lip product now. My mom got this as like a free gift with purchase after she placed an order on e.l.f.'s website, and she didn't want it because it just didn't really seem like something she would use. So she gave it to me, and I was of course curious to try it, and I wasn't expecting to like it as much as I do, but this is gonna be one of those things that lives in my purse from now on. I've really only had this for like a few days at this point, but I feel like this is almost at like NYX Butter Gloss level right now. Those are the 5 products I would keep if I could only keep 5, and I'm actually really satisfied with this. I really thought that when I did this look I would feel like something was missing, and I honestly don't. Like this is gonna be probably like one of my go-to looks now, especially for like a hot summer day or just a day where I need to get ready quickly. I think this looks so pretty and so like fresh and classic. So this was a ton of fun. I will link Emily Noel's video below. She's the one that started this, and then I'll also link a few others that I've seen do it. But let us know what 5 products you would choose if you could only keep 5. But anyway, I think that is all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, I would love to have you subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you again very soon, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.